Hello everyone, and welcome to my first ASMR series. I hope you'll enjoy, and just know that this is gonna be both for boys and girls, or male, female, whatever. And I hope y'all enjoy. And please note, this may seem similar to another story, but this is gonna be my own original storyline. The idea may have come similar, but I hope y'all enjoy. Let's begin. And why? Anna, why? Where are you? Oh, there you are, sweetie. Your mother called for you and found you in your room. Your name is A.N.Y. You're reading in your room, as there's not much you can do since you're blind. Your blindness was caused by two things. One, by your frail eyesight. Basically, your eyes are very sensitive to light. You were friends with Bakugo and Izuku Midoriya, aka Deku. And during one day, Bakugo's quirk accidentally was activated by your quirk. You have 5 quirks, but they're technically counted as 2. Neko you get from your mother, and elements that you get from your father's side of the family. Usually they can only control up to 2, but you got lucky and was able to control all 4. And now thanks to the Earth quirk, you can be able to see like Toph from Airbender, from Avatar: The Last Airbender. You were basically using the books that the doctor gave you to try and practice with them. You're going to be visiting your Auntie Inka today. Mainly see how Deku's doing. / note, you are around 7 or 8 at this age. But on your way, you were stopped by a few people. They seemed to be police. You then saw your Aunt Inko and Bakugo's mother run by, both with Bakugo and Izuku Midoriya. Izuku Midoriya and Bakugo hugged you, crying. You were confused on why, and then you heard, "Ma'am, we're afraid to tell you, but your husband died doing hero work. Your father was a famous hero. He was able to control lightning, mainly thanks to the fire part of the quirk. And unfortunately, that did come with some cost, but he was very careful with it. According to what the people said, your father died when saving a little boy, unable to use his quirk, with fear he may injure the boy. Your mother and Bakugo's mother go back to your home. Bakugo and Deku didn't let go of you on the way there. Deku was in tears. You, however, just was blank. You were sad, but you couldn't bring the tears out. It could be because you knew the line of work of your father was dangerous, so you knew it came with challenges for him. Bakugo did try to keep from crying, but you felt a few tears come off his face thanks to your quirk. When you get home, Bakugo's mother tried to look for a movie you forgot to watch. Your mother went to her room, and Inko just made something for y'all to eat. You got your book out and started trying to memorize how to read with your fingers again. You could be able to read normally with books, but you had to concentrate on the pages. You mainly just feel the little bumps that the ink lays in the books. You couldn't see color or anything, but you could at least read a normal book. You notice as an hour has passed and your mother still hasn't come out of the room. Auntie Inko, where's Mom? Inko looked at you and looked around. I'll go check. Your Auntie Inko walked away. You hear a knock around, but no answer. You then hear your Auntie Inko gasp. Baku's mother ran over and she gasped as well. She looked at you, Baku, and Deku. All three of you, stay where you are. Please, no, please ignore the bad voice acting. I'm not a voice actor. So, you didn't know what was going on, but you used your earthquake to see, and you then went the shock. You fell down on your knees, and suddenly all the tears came out. Your mother was hanging from the ceiling. You knew before your mother was a bit suicidal, but you didn't think it was this bad. You knew that something might have been bad, but you didn't know it would be this. Hours later, your Auntie Inko brought you a tape. Sweetie, I believe your mother wanted this for you. You insert the tape into a player. Hello, dear. I'm sorry I had to leave you so soon, but without your father, I just couldn't handle it. Please forgive me. Please know I'm sorry that I had to leave you. Please know that. Right now, once word gets out about me, there'll be a court session. You see, beforehand, the government in America wanted you since you had 5 quirks. They've always wanted you. We've been able to hold them off, thankfully, but without me or your father, the plan originally was to have your Auntie Inko or Baku's mother take care of you, but seeing as the government paid more than needed, there wouldn't be. I'm sorry I had to leave you so soon. Again, please forgive me. You didn't know how to feel at that moment. All you knew was that this just couldn't be real. But deep down you knew it was. Soon later, the police arrived and you were taken to the police station. Your counselor was there to talk to you. And soon you've heard footsteps and a man in a suit. He had a big smile, knowing that he finally got a good prize. You knew who this man was, as before you went blind, you saw him on TV quite often. You could recognize his face. He was a man who got kids who had powerful quirks. You always hated him because he always got kids who didn't have any homes. But thankfully, one of your father's friends, a pro hero and a lawyer, was there. Excuse me, what do you think you're doing? What does it look like? I'm here to get the little girl. After all, with quirks like hers, she needs to be well trained. She can be well trained here. I'm sorry, but the legal rights say that we can take her. Dear, unfortunately they're right, but fortunately, once you turn 15, you can be able to get out. But you'll need to go to a school. I'll work some things out so you can go to UA. I know you'll be smart enough to go to it and strong enough. Just hang in there. You didn't know how to respond. You couldn't even think at the moment. Soon they took you away, and once at the airport, you could feel Bako and Deku as they ran up behind you and gave you a hug. Excuse me, boys, but let them be. Your father's friend and your lawyer now was right beside them. They wanted to say their goodbyes before they left. So you hugged them back and was in tears. You promised them that you would be back and strong. You go with them, and on the airplane ride home, or rather to your new home, you could know the man was sitting right beside you, not wanting to let you get away. Once there, you were about to leave the man, but you asked, "Can I do one thing?" The man smiles and says, "Yes." You punch him right in the face. Why, you little... That is for all the other kids you took them from. You gave him a glare, and that made his smile quickly and surely disappear. Once your training started, and you were efficient with your quirks, your Neko ability allowed you to move around faster and hear things better. However, the only downside to the Neko part was your tail, as even the lightest thing grabbing it would pin you down. You soon was able to get used to using your quirks pretty well. Usually you could only use one element at a time. But over the past few weeks, you started being able to learn how to use 3 at a time. You kept on training every day, hoping to get stronger. You got no letters from Bako and Izuku Midoriya. Thankfully, they did know. Thankfully, the pencil writing made it a little bit easier to read them. Thanks to your training, though, you've been able to see more efficiently with your earth quirk on paper. You get letters from your lawyer, too, saying that she's working on a way to get you out of there sooner. But right now, you're able to make a few good friends here. You've actually been able to learn a few new skills with them around, too. Unfortunately, there was one prankster who kept on grabbing your tail, but you got rid of them pretty quickly by punching him in the face. It seems that's a good habit of yours. Time skip. You're now 15 years old and leaving. You told the others that you would find a way to get them out of there. Hello, dear. Ready to go? It was your lawyer. You smile and go get in her car. Yeah? You then asked her, "You own a car here?" "Oh, I brought it from Japan. Luckily, I was able to modify it so that way I can be able to switch where the driver wheel should be. I have a few good scientist friends who made it for me, too. I also have some hero work here, too. So, that was a bonus. I was able to get here for free, and I'm able to get you back home, no problem." So, how was it? You didn't really answer her. You just told her, "I got stronger." That's good, dear. Now, unfortunately, I can't have you stay with me, but I was able to make a workaround and you'll be staying with your Auntie Inko. I made a little surprised that you weren't going to be back so soon, but that you would be back later, so we could surprise them. You smile and soon arrive at the airport. Thankfully, you were able to use a pass to use your quirk to see more often. Mainly thanks to one of the generals there at the base. One of their family members was pro hero, so they know how it's very hard to not use a quirk. Oh dear, there's one more thing. Your lawyer snapped you back into reality. I was able to make a few workarounds, and you'll be going to UA. Since you needed a school to go to get out of there more easily. And they were glad to accept you. You just have to take an entrance exam. And I'm very iffy on it. You'll be having to fight class 1A and 1B at once. Depending on how you do, will depend on if you get in or not. But I have a feeling you'll be getting in. She giggles as soon as you arrive home. Well, back to Japan. You get your stuff and head out. Since you knew the airport that you were at, your lawyers knew you could be able to find the way back. She gave you a hug and then went off. You walked to your Auntie Inko's house since that's where your lawyer said you'd be. Your lawyer had to take care of some hero work, mainly paperwork. Soon you arrive there, knock on the door. Coming. The door opens and you see your Auntie Inko, who's a bit different. You didn't hear a single thing from her, but you felt a hug. You hugged her back, and she was in tears. Where's Deku? She backed up and said, oh right, Izu's at UA. You were shocked, because you knew before he didn't have a quirk, or that's at least what he told you. He didn't even say anything about this in his letters. You definitely had questions for him when he got back. Or rather, when you'll be visiting him. Because you know right now that the UA is having the students stay in dorms. You then hear a familiar voice. Well, this is a surprise. It was Baku's mother and your lawyer. Hey dear, I'll be able to get a few words in, and you'll be able to move into the dorms a little bit sooner. You'll be starting class actually tomorrow. Here's your UA uniform. She hands you a UA uniform. Oh, and dear, I've been able to talk to the costume community, and I put in a few words, and I'm able to get a few people I trust very dearly to work on your hero suit. I'm going to make it so that way you can still be able to see even with shoes on. Right now, you were able to modify your own shoes to have small holes in them. That way you could at least feel the ground. Because if not, then you won't be able to see a thing. Your Auntie Inko smiled, and you all hopped into your lawyer's car. Your Auntie Inko sat beside you. I see you've matured well, and I can tell you've grown stronger. You scratch back your head and just smile, and soon arrive at UA. Even with your quirk, it was hard to see the entire place. Thanks to your training, you could probably see a few miles, but even then you couldn't even see the top of the UA building. You get out and you see a mouse standing on 2 legs. Hello and welcome to UA. It's pleased to meet you. I can see where you are. I use one of my quirks to see. Oh, I guess I forgot to read that in my papers. Lyra. Lyra was the name of your lawyer. Nezu. Well, anyways, I see your uniform on. Good. Well, since we believe you well past the entrance exam will mainly debate on whether you go to Class 1A or Class 1B. So, we'll be introducing you to both. We actually have them in Class 1A dorms. So, you'll be going there. Of course, we're going to be having the parents of Bakugo and Izuku Midoriya go first. We'll be saving you a surprise as we know you're good friends with Izuku Midoriya and Bakugo Katsuki. Just nod and let them go on. Soon, you arrive at the UA dorms. Inko and Bakugo's mother go in. Please note, I can't remember Bakugo's mother's name. Please don't hate me. Soon you hear Izuku Midoriya and Bakugo, mainly Bakugo, cursing. Please note, I'm not gonna curse. Soon you were allowed in. Your lawyer stands in front of you, and Bakugo says, What background character do we need? Background character? Really, Bakugo? You say as he cutting him off. You then come out behind the lawyer, and both Bakugo and Deku are shocked. They run up to you, giving you a hug. Good to see you two. Everyone else questions, who is this? Nezu walks in and says, This will be one of y'all's new classmates. We'll be having them do an entrance exam with all of you. I'll explain later. For now, please introduce yourselves. Hello everyone, I am ANY. I hope we can all be friends. I technically have 5 quirks, but I'm only counting them as 2. As you can see right now, I have cat ears. My first quirk is Neko. My second quirk, Elemental. Oh, can I say one more thing? Nezu asked, pulling on your arm. Sure. Now they do have some bad history, so please don't bring up anything about their parents. You're thankful for Nezu telling them that instead of you. Everyone nods and starts asking questions about your quirks. Mainly asking if they could pet your ears and tail. You said it was okay for the ears since it kinda did feel good, but if they did the tail, they have to be really gentle. You didn't let one person nearby, a small kid with round hair. Nezu then announced the entrance exam. Okay, everyone, now for ANY's entrance exam, they have to complete a course. And if they can complete it in 3 ways. 1. Capturing all the villains. 2. Completing the course successfully. Or 3. Finding the leaders of 2 groups. And the 2 villain groups are going to be Class 1A and Class 1B. Everyone was shocked, except Baku and Deku. They were terrified. As you could hear in Deku's voice as he says, we have to go up against And Baku just remained silent, but you could tell that he was scared. A few of them asked why all of them had to go up against you at once. You just simply say, I'm a lot stronger than I look. One of them shouted out, you really think you can take us all on? Even with Class A's help. Class B can be able to take you out with ease. You then feel like punching him. You look at Nezu and your lawyer. She goes up and whispers something in his ear. He just nods, and you walk up to the one who is saying it. You look up at him and say, here. You punch him right in the face. Everyone around you just looks at you and then goes, good job. As they all give you a thumbs up. Oh dear, I have something for you. Your lawyer comes up with you a briefcase. Here's your hero suit. You better go change while everyone else does too. Everyone leaves and gets ready for the test. You soon arrive at one of the cities that the UA makes. You watch as everyone scatters. You're able to tell where they are even if they disappear into darkness. You still have to ask Deku why he had a quirk, as the last time you remembered, he didn't have one. And soon, you get ready to face both Class 1A and Class 1B. Let's see how it goes.